Hey everybody, Christy Keenan here for SuperLobby.com. I've got another in our series of interviews with hotshots from the daily fantasy sports industry. Today I have Grant Yoder, the CEO of FantasyDraft.com, on the line. Grant's a really entertaining guy, he's got a fascinating background, and we have high hopes for Fantasy Draft. So here we go, Grant Yoder, everyone. Grant, how are you?
Hey, Christy, how are you today?
All good. Thanks for joining us. If you guys are unaware, Fantasy Draft is brand new to the Super Lobby, so we thought we'd bring Grant on board to give us a bit of background about Fantasy Draft. So, Grant, first and foremost, let's hear a little bit about yourself, about the site, about the team that you've got going on. Let's hear it.
Okay, so first off, we're excited to be part of the Super Lobby. So we are looking forward to having our contest in the Super Lobby itself. But as far as Fantasy Draft goes, we launched we started the company in April of last year. So and then launched our first public contest at the beginning of December 2014. That period between April and December, we built a team of experts that had built online retail sites and experiences for retailers, including Target, Walmart, and other large U.S. retailers and e-tailers. So the team that I built was very experienced in processing transactions for major and marquee brands. And one of the keys that we wanted to bring to the DFS space is a good quality experience, and not just tournament burden with contests, but from start to finish, a great customer experience. Because our thought is that if the customers have fun, they enjoy what they're doing, they enjoy the interface, then they'll come back and play some more. So we built a team that had worked with major retailers, quality designers, quality coders, as you said before, and just people that had worked on delivering an optimal customer experience. And that's how we started our core team. We're about 30 people, give or take, that work on the FantasyDraft.com project. We're based in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, and then we have other folks remote, but the majority of us are here outside of Charlotte. And so we're a US-based company. We, like I said, have a team about 30. And that's split, pretty evenly between different areas of expertise, between coders, customer service, operations, marketers, executives, finance. So a good quality team. We're actually hiring. So if you go to our site and see any jobs that you're interested in, please feel free to apply. But yeah, so we're based down here in North Carolina, and we're looking forward to being part of the Super Lobby.
And as Fantasy Draft closes in on its 1 year history, probably in a good position to talk me through some of the highest highs and the lowest lows and the trials and tribulations of being a new operator.
Yeah, so the highest highs and the lowest lows. Like with any startup, there's always there's lots of highs and lots of lows. But if I had to point a couple of them out, it's no secret that when we launched last year in 2014, we had a very interesting weekend. We launched the first weekend in December with NFL. We came out with a $400,000 GPP between 3 or 4 contests and created great excitement. We got lots of entries, and sure enough, the platform couldn't support it. So we ended up actually having the largest DFS free roll in history. So I would say that was a low point, but actually to take a positive away from that experience, one of the things that we learned that weekend, and we have since really made our motto, is that we're always going to put our players first. So that weekend, we actually we did refund all the entry fees to all the folks entered and paid out all the prize pool. From that point forward, we really solidified our mantra of players first, and everything we do, we try and think of our players, because, like I said before, from our standpoint, we want them to come back and play again and play again and play again and have a good time playing. And therefore, that's why you see us do things like pay a deeper payout zone. So all of our contests will pay at least a quarter of the field back. We have flexible lineup structures, so you could pick and choose the players that you want, and it's not so restrictive. One of the things that we're adamant about is capping the multi-entry. So you'll see in our contest, we do have multi-entry, but it's very low, and our max is 20, whereas other guys, obviously have hundreds and hundreds, and in some cases up to 1,000 in their contests. And from our standpoint, we don't think who we really feel are the average guy out there don't want to compete against the guy who's got 100 lineups in when he only has 2. We do have some of the lowest contest fees in the industry. So all that stuff was kind of crafted out of that weekend. So that low turned into a high. And I would say a recent high has been weeks 1 and weeks 2 for NFL, where we came out and launched our football product with preseason 2 and preseason week 3 with some decent free rolls to give customers a taste of our platform, to get them excited about fantasy draft again. And we had a very good week 1 and an even better week 2. And our paid entries continue to rise, and our prize pools will continue to rise as our entries do as well. So I would say our low and our high are both around football, but in between there's been lots of highs and lows, like I said, with any startup. But we're excited about where we are after week 2 and looking forward to week 3.
Fantastic, Grant. And yes, we can definitely, at SuperLobby, we can definitely relate to the low lows and the high highs. Those swings, those swings in the startup world are unbelievable, but they're a whole lot of fun. Now, Grant, you did mention something that I want to come back to. You've got a comparatively flat payout structure generally in your GPP events. You tend to pay as much as 25% of the field. So that means, as a basic rule, there's less money up top for the winner, and more people are experiencing some profit, some payback for their money. So can you talk me through the reasons for this?
Yeah, our reasoning behind the deeper payout zone, and one of our mantras is that we're always going to pay out 25% of the field, because we feel that the average customer, the average player, to win is exciting, and if they can win, 1 out of 4 times, albeit maybe we don't have the highest first place prize, but if we're paying out more people, then we're having a better experience for more people. So, in the thought that we're out there trying to become the site for the average guy, and not necessarily the DFS pro, but for the average guy, if he's going to put in 1 or 2 lineups, there's a lot more likelihood of a chance that he's going to play again if he actually tastes a bit of victory. So we always want to have deeper payout zones. So if we have a 10-person contest, 3 will be in the payout zone, and that goes up all the way up to 11,000 or whatever our current entries are at our current GPPs.
Fantastic, Grant. And probably the one thing that I would say is synonymous with fantasy draft, certainly when I mention fantasy draft to most people, the thing that comes up time and time again is the 6 degrees of referrals. So would you mind explaining, how that works to us and why we should be getting excited about it?
So we did create a referral program that we call 6 Degrees of Pay. When we were launching the site, we looked at fantasy sports as a very social experience, and there are already pre-established social networks, because guys were playing season long with 10 to 15 other people, and they were all playing in 2 or 3 leagues. So rather than create a typical affiliate model or typical referral model where you pay a site or a person a referral fee for the one person that they refer, we decided to try and create something that tapped into that pre-established network. So our goal was to create a way for the average guy who goes and refers 3 or 4 people, who then refer 3 or 4 people, to actually have more people that he was generating commissions off of, because rather than just the one person that he actually referred himself. So it was the genesis basically of us looking at fantasy sports as a very social experience. Just by its very nature and season long, you're in a league with 10 other guys, and our goal was to create an incent, kind of a word of mouth spread about fantasy draft. And part of it's because, we have some competitors who are buying, every single ad space on every single sports media property. So, so it does make a challenge to the word out. So it's a word of mouth. It's a word of mouth referral program that's tapping into pre-established social networks.
Fantastic, Grant. So at SuperLobby, we're super excited to partner up with Fantasy Draft. Is there anything else that you want to let our users know about Fantasy Draft? What are the secrets there?
So one of the things that we always want to try and reinforce is that we are going to put our players first. And that really is why we do things like have the deeper payout zones, have the lower contest fees or rake, whatever word you want to use, why we cap the max entry at a very low level. We feel that actually plays to that's helpful for everyone, because there's a very small percentage of folks that are pumping in hundreds and hundreds of lineups. Again, we're out there trying to attract guys that want to play DFS but don't want to submit 100 lineups in order to have a chance of winning. And the other thing that we didn't touch on is that we have gone out and secured a bunch of endorsement deals with some really interesting personalities in sports. Baseball is Clayton Kershaw. In football, it's Drew Brees, Jimmy Johnson, Boomer Esiason. In basketball, you got guys like Chris Bosh, Tony Parker, Kevin Love. And one of the things that we are, or why we did that is that we want our players to be able to interact with them. And that can be anything from playing in a contest that they happen to be playing in a sport that's not theirs. Or, for example, this past weekend out in LA, we flew 5 winners out to Los Angeles, where they got to go on the field at Dodger Stadium and meet Clayton Kershaw as part of the prize. So we ran some contests in late August where we had a typical prize pool, and on top of the prize pool, we threw in trips for 2 out to Los Angeles. So we had 4 of those actually, and lo and behold, on the 4th night, 2 guys tied. So we gave away a 5th package.
Brilliant.
And that just demonstrates that we're always going to put our players first. We have our core principles with, like I said, deeper payout zones, low contest fees, all things that we feel will make the experience on Fantasy Draft as good as it possibly can be. And like I said, we just put our players first. We're also evolving the platform, so we're working on new features and technology. We have an app in development, so what you see today is not what you'll see tomorrow. So our coders are hard at work, and we'll continue to release new and we're excited about the rest of the NFL. We have hockey and NBA coming soon, so look for us in the SuperLobby.
Fantastic. It seems like it's a really exciting time at FantasyDraft.com.
It is.
Grant Yoder, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. Everybody, if that doesn't convince you to give FantasyDraft.com a go, then nothing will. Check it out right now. Going live in the SuperLobby as we speak. So we're really looking forward to hearing your feedback on it. Thank you so much, Grant.